Okay, so let's see how many SAT questions that you can actually use Desmos for. So we're going to go through this entire practice test that the College Board gives you and just see how many you can pretty much mindlessly solve with Desmos. So number one, you have to just read a graph, so we can't do anything for there. Number two, you got to find the point of intersection, so nothing we can do there. This one's trying to set up an equation. This one's saying where you could translate. So this one you technically can because Desmos is a calculator. So you just type in whatever you want and get your answer. But this one you definitely can. Desmos, you just type in the function. So you say f of x is equal to x squared plus x plus 71. And then you can just say f of 2, and you have your answer right there. Even though this is simply just plugging in 2. Oh, this one is very easy to do on Desmos. You just type in the two equations they give you and say what is the value of 16x plus 8. Well, typing in 4x plus 2 gives you the answer for x, but you type in 16x plus 8, you actually see the point of intersection is your answer. So in this case, it's 48. Systems of equations, you could definitely do those into Desmos. You just put in those two equations and see their point of intersection. Right, so we see right here. 14, yeah, you could rearrange functions. So it's saying f of x is equal to x minus 6, x minus 2, and x plus 6. And saying what does it look like when you shift it up 4 units. So it's like, okay, f of x plus 4. The g of x equals fx plus 4. And let's say g of 0 is 76. This one just wants you to set up an equation, so Desmos can't really help you there. So for 17, saying which one of these equations best matches this table. So you can brute force it. So you can type in table, type in the coordinates that that table provides you with. And then we just kind of brute force by plugging in all of these. So we'll start with the first one, saying h of x is equal to 1.12, 0.23 x. So that one doesn't really match. And then just keep doing these for the rest of them. So okay, this one, it's close. So let's just kind of keep that there to see there's a better option. And then C is a h of x is equal to 1.23, 0.12. It's like that one definitely doesn't fit. And then we have the last one to brute force. Oh, that one fits perfectly. So that's our answer, D. The function is defined by this. What is a plus b? Okay, yeah, so again, you just graph it and you know your points of intersection just by clicking on the graph. So it says that A0, which is right here, 7, so A is 7, and then 0B, which is going to be right here. So you could click on this button, you bring it over. So you know that A is this and B is this, is asking for what is A plus B. Okay, well, negative 7 plus 28 is 21. For 19, for which of the following tables corresponds to... Okay, so you could just type in this inequality, and then anything within the shaded region will match. So you could just type in table, and then brute force all of these in here too. And 7 and 37. And say, okay, everything's in here. So the first answer is A. And again, another system of equation. Just plug these things in. And you find the point of intersection, which is right here. So you know that x is negative, so negative 12 minus negative 47 is 35. Which of the following represents a circle that intersects y exactly 1 point? Okay, so we could brute force these into Desmos also. Just plot every single answer choice that they give you. and see where it matches those conditions that were given to us. So this one doesn't work. It's not intersecting the y-axis at all. And then we could just speed things up a little bit. Y minus 4 equals 16. That one also does not touch the y-axis. And this one does touch it at one point, so the answer should be C. But if you want to, just rule out the second one, you could do that. Just type it in quickly. And that one touches it twice, so that's right. Your answer is definitely C. So questions like these, you could use Desmos because it is a calculator, but you kind of need to know how to set it up. So saying that 684 is equal to X times 1800% over, and then you got to divide by 100 to get rid of your percentage, and then you can just see, okay, X is 38. This one is saying what kind of equation will match this scenario. Can't really have Desmos help you there unless we have to do something. So, okay, what is the sum of the solutions? So just, again, put in that into Desmos. So, okay, there's two right here. So you have this is an answer choice, and this is an answer choice. So you just is asking for what is the sum. So the sum is 2.6667 plus 7. And you can turn it into a fraction. So this one, you could use Desmos just by using it as a calculator, but in terms of mindlessness, it's not really what we're going for here. This one, you could brute force this one. You can just kind of plug everything into Desmos and see which one matches this line that they give you. Right, so you know it's definitely not going to be this one or this one. And then so you know that around 0 and 2 point something. So it's definitely A. So this one, you just need to look at the table and see where it lines up on this. So Desmos isn't really going to help there. These are rearranging things. Oh yeah, Desmos can definitely do this for you. If you just type in median and then put in all the data, you get your answer right there, 79. Okay, this one, you just plug it in. You just plug in 8, so it's 32. But you could use Desmos. So f of x equals 4x, and then say, what is f of 8? Another system saying, okay, if you put this in the Desmos, y is equal to 76, and then y is equal to x squared minus 5 is saying, well, what is the positive value of x? Okay, just see where they intersect. So x could either be -9 or it could be +9. So -9 is an answer right here. Okay, see, this one you could kind of use Desmos. You can see immediately is going to be an infinite number of solutions because this is exactly the same on the left and the right. But if you type them in, they should just pop up as nothing because there's an infinite number of solutions. So you got to be careful when there's no solution because the no solution, infinite number of solutions can be the same. But if you do this, 66x, put 66x here, then you know, well, they lie perfectly right on top of one another. Okay, 14, you could definitely use Desmos. You say g of x is equal to 19 times a to the x, and you make a slider for your constant a, and say, okay, you just need to keep moving the slider around to say at what point is g of 3 equal to 2,375, right? So g of 3 is 19 when a is 1, and then you keep playing around with this until you get 2,375. So a is 5. So now that a is 5, you just type in g of 4 and get your answer, 11,875. So 16, you could brute force this also. What equation represents this line that they give you? So you can just type every answer in again and just see which one matches. 8x plus 12, it's definitely not this one. And it's like 8x plus 12y equals 480. And so at 0, you're at 40. And then at 60, you're at 0. So it's this one. It's B. Which expression is equivalent to this? Yeah, you could use Desmos for this too. Again, just type in everything that is given to you, and then type in your possible answer choices and see which ones line up on the exact same line. All right, so let's type in x minus 7 over 5, and that one does not match. Then you could say 8x minus 3 over 2. That one does match. So the answer is B. 18, the function, again, Desmos does functions great. F of x equal to negative 8 times 2 to the x power plus 22. What is the y-intercept of the graph? Well, the y-intercept is when you have 0 on the x, so 0, 14. A. This is just got, can you interpret this graph? Desmos will help you there. A circle has these points. Okay, yeah, Desmos does circles. So you say, okay, we know that we're on these coordinates, 2, 14, as well as 2 and 4. And with an equation of x minus 2 squared plus y minus 9 squared equals r squared. And you make the slider for r. So what is the value for r? We'll just keep increasing it until they touch. And so right here, when r is 5, you get those points of intersection. So this one, you just need to know what perpendicular line is, and this when your slope is the negative reciprocal of your line. But Desmos won't help you with that one, unfortunately. What is the sum of the solutions? Okay, Desmos does absolute values. So just put in those bars there, negative 5x plus 13 equals 73. These are your answers. What is the sum of the solution? Okay, well, you know that these horizontal bars are your answer. So you have negative 12 on this side. And on this side, you have 17.2, which is 5.2. Turn this to a decimal is 26 over 5 is D. 23. 3 decimals will really help you there because it's just saying, can you satisfy this condition? So Desmos can do this one because you can make the slider. So negative 9x squared plus 30x plus c is equal to 0. So you add the slider for c, and we can just say y equals 0 here. And it says the equation has exactly one solution. What is the value of c? So he's got to keep messing with the slider until you only have one solution. So negative 10 is not enough, so you could just increase this. Let's make this negative 100 and mix the step 1. So we just keep playing with it until it has one solution. And at negative 25, there's one solution. And that's the end of the test. So Desmos can do a lot. And I'll pop that up on the screen here to see how many you could do.